Shalom. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to my bishops, apostles, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who have taught me this truth. Shalom, salutations to the brothers out there pushing the word and sincerity and truth in season and out of season, delivering the message to the elect out there to run the race of salvation. Shalom to the elect, which consists of the men, women, and children that have the true sincere faith, the ones that have the ear to hear, the ones that may not look like the average Negro, Latino, or Native American, but this truth, you have the ear to hear. The ones that's looking to earn their wings of salvation, to flee the hour of temptation, Jacob's trouble, and then ultimately to flee those thermonuclear missiles by the way of chariot, salvation. I'm the brother Amath out of the DC church. Do my daily routine, my morning routine. I came across, I thought about this, right? Now I said this is the best way I can only explain it. If you got a woman, the Lord looks at us like woman, you ain't got my money. Meaning like you didn't do my work, or you wasn't meditating on things to where you could get ahead and perform what I have installed into you, because that's what it'd be a lot of the times. You come up with an idea or something that you want to do, but then Satan will hinder you through distractions from doing the work of your Heavenly Father and His Son, And I thought about construction and how, sometimes, not all the time, you'll have the tools or the equipment or the products to perform a certain task, but you could put forth effort into preparing for things to get done. So let's say if you're laying concrete, you want to dig the holes, put your stakes down and measure and how, basically set things up to where as soon as that truck comes, you'll be able to pour. You already got the ground wet, everything, laid out to where, you're not waiting for the truck to get there, then start putting your stakes in and digging trenches or whatever you need to do to lay that concrete, because I was thought about like people may, we want to be considering heat, but the foundation is not even laid. So how can you be asking about heat when the foundation is not laid? You need to lay the foundation and start building up walls. So at least when you start heating or cooling a particular confound or whatever, that you be able to contain that heat or AC within inside that place. And also I thought about a dog. Not all the time when you have a dog, not all the time you're going to be able to give it your all. Meaning like you won't be able to take it out for those nice long walks, go through the procedure as far as training, because when you don't go over things, you don't rehearse things more, you could some things become dull. So you want to stay sharp and keep that dog sharp, right? Because then the dog, iron sharp enough iron, man. That dog sharp going to keep you sharp, man, and vice versa. You stay sharp, the dog going to be sharp. But it's all about putting forth that effort. You're not going to be able to, like I said, you won't be able to get up 5 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning to walk the dog and, get the exercise and go over training. But you'll have a time and a place to where you could get ahead and perform. You could take that dog out on a nice long walk or whatever, and then be able to throw the ball or play fetch, and then, do whatever the dog pleases the dog. And it's the same thing with this truth, man. The more the Lord required that which is past. So this is Ecclesiastes out of the Bible 3:15. It says, verse 14, I'm gonna start at 14. It says, I know that whatsoever the Most High doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it. And the Most High doeth it, that men should fear before him. That which have been is now, and that which is to be have already been, and the Most High require that which is past. And that's the thing, man, in this walk and this truth of ours, that, sometimes we could be in our heads a little too much about having all things and entirely perfect. But you see that the Lord just wants you to put forth effort into taking care of the now, taking care of the things now, because in the past, those things are going to be, required. It says the Most High required that which is past. So, like I said, you won't be able to, you won't have your sand to get ahead and put and mix with the concrete or the mortar, or whatever. You won't always have things to where things can be perfect, but you can be perfect in faith, and that being perfect in faith, you can put forth good effort into basically compound actions to broaden your hope and your faith, so your belief could be more clear and broad. This is actually, damn, I just thought about that, Romans. But I'm gonna go ahead and grab 1 Corinthians 3. We got the verse, I think 9. 3 and 9? Yeah. This 1 Corinthians 3, verse 8. I'm gonna just start at 8. It says, now he that planteth and he that watereth are one, and every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor. For we are laborers together with the Heavenly Father. Ye are the Most High's husbandry, ye are the Most High's building, according to the grace of the Most High, the Heavenly Father, which is given unto me as a wise master builder. I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon, and another buildeth thereon. But let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon. For other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Hamashiach Yahushua. Now, if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest. For the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire. And the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. So it's good to keep in mind how you build, because you don't want to be building in a fashion to where somebody might take on your laziness or your bad habits and not building the fashion of Yahushua. It says, if any man work abide which he have built thereupon, he shall receive a reward. If any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire. You're going to be saved, so that your destruction is ultimately going to be your reward. That's what's going to save you, because you didn't put forth the good effort of building upon the precious stone, the precious foundation, and laying things in the orderly fashion of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And it's crazy, right, how I'm going into this. I just thought about like how, prophecy is always being revealed in us into the now. And a lot of times we can see in the future due to the fact that that's what's been done in the past and what's being done in the present, so we can predict the future, and yeah, man, the Lord has us building in a fashion to where we're following the law, statutes, commandments, or we're following the precepts of Yahweh Shem Yahushua in the order which of the Spirit has given unto us from the apostles on down, because they have been working for Yahweh Shem Yahushua for thus amount of years, and through the Spirit, man, we can see that that's why they say they got the 100% truth. And I was thinking about this before I turned on the camera, and I've been thinking about it for a few days now, probably weeks, is just that the truth is simple. You want to lay it out how it is. There's no getting around it. There's no stretching the truth or nothing, none of that. That's why the scriptures, I thought about this. It says, let your yea be yea and your nay be nay. Anything in between that is deceitful, and it's not right, And this is the thing too, man. Like that word suffering. Nobody wants to suffer loss, shame, anything that's dishonorable. But a lot of times, it says the scriptures talk about. Oh man, we just went over that. Humility before honor in Proverbs. I think this is either the 18th or the 19th chapter, and you have to go through a humiliation. You know what? That's crazy too. I just thought about that. Yeah, Esau has on the left-hand side. You have to go through a humiliation ritual to get ahead and receive his, so to speak, blessings, right? And it's the same thing with Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You have to go through a humiliation, right? Or you have to be humbled to receive your reward. And that's even more crazy. Like a lot of times, man, or yeah, a lot of times I tell myself I have to I have to remind myself perseverance and resilience, because perseverance is like the ability to stay strong through hard times, and resilience is being able to recover quickly when you do fall. So those two in particular, man, it's crucial in this truth. So you keep your mind on your Howard shot, so you stay afloat. So when the winds do come and the winds do blow and the floods do come, you be able to withstand. Not only that, but then also the heat, because it said it's going to be tried by fire. But you don't know how much you have until Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai pushes you to really reveal who what he's been building inside. Because this truth is like, you ever seen that movie Karate Kid with Mr. Miyagi? And Mr. Miyagi's teachings, he was teaching Daniel's son, and Daniel's son was developing skills through boring, tough labor. But through that boring, tough labor, he was able to, through his sanding the floor and painting the fence, he was able to block certain attacks from his boring, same old same labor, to basically become something that he didn't know he was building in the first place. This is Ecclesiasticus Sirach 2 verse 5. It says, "For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee, order thy way of right, and trust in him." And that's the thing, man. If you're not exercising these things in your hard times and your tribulations, you won't be able to see the presence of the Lord, in the future for your upcoming calamities. Because right now what we're going through is going to intensify. So the Lord is just preparing us now mentally to get ahead and suffer even more in the future. Because how are we going to get into the kingdom? Through much tribulation. So that's why it's good, to get ahead and stay in the house of the morning, because through the house of the morning is real. All that pride, all that ego is stripped from you, and then a lot of times the Lord has to do that to you to reveal who he truly is, and to understand his power. So that's why in Ecclesiastes we just read, no man could put to it or take away from it of the Lord's Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai's plans. All right, there was something else I wanted to grab. It says, going back into Corinthians, the third chapter, verse 16, it says, "Know ye not that ye are the Most High, that ye are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of the Most High, him shall the Most High destroy. For the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple ye are." So we're a temple. We're bought with a price. So we have to take care of this temple, keeping it clean. And what it says, stand upon the watch and watch what you got to watch what the Lord's about to say, so you can perform the task that's about to be presented to you. This is Habakkuk 2, verse 1. It says, "I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me." So in order for you to do that, you have to be prepared, So that's why, like, even though, like, at nighttime when the Lord opens our minds to install into us, like in Job, it talks about how he's going to put into us what we're going to do for tomorrow. You gotta pray. You gotta pray for the things that you could overcome the flesh with the spirit, so you can perform those tasks that the Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is installing within you. Because a lot of the times that we think about, like, for instance, you want to not buy or cook anything on the Sabbath, and that's be the spirit of the spirit of the Lord telling you, like, look, I need you to do these things so you could be more close unto me, so our relationship could be better. That was pretty much it. I was just thinking about that, comparing it to, like, the Lord doesn't give you everything at the time that you want it, right? What is that? Proverbs 22 and 16. I could be wrong, but like, how can we understand our own way? Because if the Lord has plans for us, but it's us being prepared for the Lord to turn us down the path of the way He wants us to go, and there's a lot of times like you will be spontaneous, or what's it called, be reactive to certain things or your thoughts, but then like, is that what the Lord wants? What is it, 16 or 22? Dang, no, that's not it. But that's a good one though. It's Proverbs 20. Oh, that's 21. Well, this is good too. This is Proverbs 21, verse 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. And that's the thing, man. When you wander out of the way, of the Lord's instruction, you're bound to be set up. Dang, nah, that's not it. Now I'm kind of like, yeah. If you wander out of the way of the understanding of the how about Shem Yahushua, things won't set well with you. But as long, and it's a narrow path to do that. It's a narrow path, and it's hard because it's a fight for the flesh. How can man understand his own way? Bible, And it's true, man. The Lord will get ahead and switch things up to where 8 is for your benefit. 20 and 24. This is Proverbs 20, verse 24. It says, "Man's going are of the Lord. How can a man understand his own way?" Yeah, so like you may have plans for yourself, but is that according to the Yahweh Shem Yahushua's will? That's how you walk in the Spirit, is basically being able to identify what the Lord is requiring of you. So He requires that which is past. Just being on the lookout for what the Lord requires of you. So that's why it's a good thing to write things down and be into that, putting forth that good effort. You may not have all the tools, may have not all the equipment to perform the ultimate big picture task, but you can always do, or you can always manage to get your small wins. So when it's time to perform that task, you'll be able to complete it. So with that, I hope you edified, motivated in the spirit to seek the Lord 10 times more, exhortated to keep your head strong, and your eyes focus on Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, B'Hashem Kabilash. Double honors to my bishops, apostles, and elders of Great Millstone, Uru well, who have taught me the truth. Shalom, salutations to the brothers out there pushing the word of sincerity and truth in season and out of season. The ones that's given the message to the elect out there to run the race of salvation, the Shalom to the elect, which consists of the men, women, and children that have the truth to say, faith, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. My brother Mom, say Shalom.